Hi, it is Sophia here. I've been making videos periodically since November, giving some perspective, talking about what's going on and then just kind of leaving it at that. But I more so wanted to do this video to, what do I want to say here? I want to document a very pivotal time in my life where I'm seeing God move. I also want to speak on finding joy in the trials despite the trials not necessarily becoming better, but for the first time in my life, I am experiencing a season where I'm truly learning how to be content in the trial. And I feel like before this, when I was a little less wise in my faith, I always just wanted the trial to be over and I just wanted to be relieved, and I just couldn't deal with the hardship of life. And I would almost be bitter towards God till it was over. And now I'm really learning here how to trust in Him and how to just be at peace in the middle of the storm. And my prayers have changed. They've gone from, God, will you change this season? Will you make this go away? To, God, will you just give me your peace and just give me you to get through this? So I think that's pretty cool. And I think that I want to speak about it and just kind of put it out there to whoever wants to watch. I'm pretty open about my life. I'm pretty open about myself to a lot of people. Sometimes it can be a weakness because not everybody needs to know your business all the time. But also, I think I'm practicing it as a strength because I want to be vulnerable. I don't want to put myself on the internet and look a certain way, and then behind closed doors, I'm actually really not that person. So I just want to be totally real and put it out there. All right, so let's just dive into what this is all about. So in November, I started to have fainting spells. I started to have panic attacks, unexplained. I started to lose fistfuls of hair. I didn't really know how much of a traumatizing time this would be until a couple months in. I was just plagued with anxiety attacks 24/7, like literally 24/7. Ask anyone that's been around me in the past 6 months. Too many panic attacks to count. I let this hair loss control my life to such an extent that I just haven't been myself. I have not been Sophia. I have not felt myself in 6 months, exactly to the date. I've been hiding out. I've been shut out from people, and I've just been dealing with this in darkness. With the hair loss, I've seen a lot of doctors. A lot of people just say it's stress, it'll be fine. And so I tried to relax about it, right? Like I tried to take the fistfuls of hair that I was losing back in November and just say, let it be, this is it, and hopefully it passes. Well, on top of that, I had very low vitamin D levels. I had very low iron. And so there was a lot of things at play that the doctor said could have caused hair loss. And so I thought, correct these things and it'll get better. And you know what, guys, it did. It started getting so much better by, I would say, February. It was already shedding half of what it was, and I was seeing a light. But you know what? Satan gripped me so much more in that time when it was getting better, because he was giving me the lie of, you don't deserve it to get better. You don't deserve to be delivered. You don't deserve this. And so actually what ended up happening was I kept it going in my head. Even though it was physically getting better, I kept telling stories in my mind that it was the worst case scenario and this catastrophic thing. And I kept having panic attacks for God knows why. But I continued the anxiety despite it getting better. And I lived in fear, and I've been living in panic. I literally don't remember the last time I've had a peaceful day. I don't. So it got better physically, and I kind of started chilling out about it. And I was really excited that my hair was starting to grow back. I was seeing, I didn't lose like a ton of hair. I probably lost maybe 15% of my hair over the past 6 months. But I started seeing a lot of baby hairs framing my face, and it was all coming back. And I was like really getting excited and finding like my identity was coming back. And then lo and behold, last week, I started losing massive amounts of hair, worse than in November. I was standing in the shower and I noticed that the water was really high standing, and I looked in the drain and there was this big clump, and ever since it's just been, I'll insert a picture here so you can see what I'm talking about, but every day it's been that much. And I'm not here to sit and talk about hair. as much as I'm here to talk about a shift in my perspective in God. I will be completely transparent. Losing my hair has been so hard on my self-esteem. It has been so scary, and it has taken a piece of my femininity like nothing ever has. Panic and the fear of holding clumps of hair in your hand and not knowing why is something that I don't wish upon anyone. Sorry. It's emotional. And as much as I want my hair to stay on my head, I understand now that it's not about the shedding ending. It's not about whether or not I lose my hair. It's about Jesus, and it's about focusing on him and focusing on the good in my life, because there's so much good in my life. Hair loss is a cosmetic issue. It's small in the grand scheme of life. It's kind of a paradox, but the past few days I've been more at peace losing mass amounts of hair than I have been when I was losing normal amounts of hair. I can't really explain it, but I think it has to do, I know it has to do, with changing how I've prayed. Changing my prayers from God, give me your peace to endure thy will. Give me your peace to just be with this time. I obviously pray for this cup to pass from me. You know, when Jesus was going to be crucified, he prayed for this cup to be passed from him. But nevertheless, thy will be done. And just give me the strength to deal with this and to accept it and to find courage in it and move through it. You know, it's not about asking God to remove the mountain. It's about asking God to just walk with you, remove the mountain, remove the valley. It's about asking God to walk with you through the valley. And I wasn't praying like that for 6 months. Even when my hair was not shedding that bad, I wasn't praying like that. I was praying like, God, make this pass. God, let my hair stop falling out. God, please, I'll do anything. You know, it was like I was bargaining with God and I was trying to make a deal with him. And it wasn't the right way to pray. And now that, you know, my circumstances are bad right now. I promise I'm not lying when I say I'm losing hair. I mean, I probably lost about 25% of my hair now since November. I mean, I can insert a before picture, but like I'm like, I have to wear my hair like this every day or it just keeps falling out. Like, I don't know. Like, I have come to a place by God's grace to finally just be still in the storm, in the boat. Remember when the storm hit the sea and the disciples were freaking out and they were like, Jesus, wake up. Why are you sleeping? Like, get up, dude. We're gonna die. And Jesus, like, literally just like gets up from his slumber and he's like, guys, why do you have no faith? Like, why do you have no faith? It's going to be okay. And he's just like, and he just like calms the storm. Like, Jesus was sleeping in the middle of a storm where the boat was rocking and they thought they were going to die. And what was Jesus doing? He was sleeping because he knew it would be okay because he was with them. And he was still, and they just needed to be still. The point of this video is not to grieve about my hair going away. It's to declare and say out loud and say to people, God is the answer to the problem. The problem is not the problem. Okay. What I'm trying to say is it's not the problem itself getting better that needs to happen. Of course you can pray for that. Of course you can ask God to take something away from you. I pray every single day for God to heal this and to make this end on a physical level. But it's about asking God to change your perspective about the problem. It's about praying that thy will be done and just help me to accept that and embrace that. It's about how you pray that really manages how you walk through a hard time. Last but not least, I just want to put this out there. I don't want to shave my head, okay? I don't want to. But I'm okay with it if it comes to that. And that is something that I'm really just like excited about and embracing, that even if worst case scenario, this doesn't end and say I just keep losing hair and it It's like you can see my head through my hair, and like it gets really bad like that. I don't want to shave it off, but I'm okay with it. And I'm embracing that. If it comes to that, it comes to that. And like my identity is not going to be in what this looks like. Like my identity is going to be in God. Like my identity is going to be in Jesus and who he says I am. And that is chosen and redeemed and loved. That's who I am. That's who I am. And that's who you are. And so, I don't know, guys. Like I said, the most peace that I've felt in the past 6 months. Like I'm not going to let anxiety win this time. I'm not going to let it, I'm not going to let it take root of me here and knock me out. Believe that everything is in his hands. Everything. And when you know that and you trust that, then any outcome, like no matter what, no matter how good or no matter how dire, like any outcome is okay because God's going to be next to you. I never thought I would stare at a hairball. I call them my shower drain pets because I don't remember the last time I've stared at a hairball and have not had a panic attack. But the past few days, I have stared at those hairballs and I've been like, bye. Feels good to be here, and that's really only by God. So a testimony in the flesh of rejoicing in the trial and how much further it gets you than being pessimistic and cynical during it. Just don't do that. Do I want to lose my hair? No. Will it crush my femininity? Will it make me feel less attractive? Will it hurt my self-esteem? Has it hurt my self-esteem? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's okay. It's okay. And I know that God will bring me to a place of adaptation and to a place of acceptance if that's my course of life, is to lose my hair. My beauty is from now on going to be looked at from the inside, and I'm not going to focus on the outside. Who cares? Who cares about it? So, thanks for listening to my TED Talk. I just wanted to be super real with the camera. Whether I posted or not, it just felt good to kind of get all off my chest. So, cheers. I hope that you're all enjoying quarantine. And I hope that you find something to just be joyful about today. Okay? All right. Over and out. See you later.